The Orion system was first discovered in 2650. The system was found to contain a single habitable planet, Orion 3, which would be named Armitage by the nav jumper Joshua Reese in honour of his youth spent in Staffordshire on Earth. Using Orion as a rallying point, a strong colonial movement surged through the human homeworlds as politicians began to extol the virtues of reaching out for the galaxy. Within 5 years, Armitage was a bustling developing world buoyed by the discovery of a profitable load of precious metals in the system's asteroid belt. On August 9, 2681, mankind's greatest menace made their entrance. A heavily armed Vandal raiding party struck the main post in Armitage and slaughtered the colonists there. The UEE was truly taken by surprise. There had been absolutely no indication of an aggressor species in the region, and contacts among the Banu had failed to mention the Vandal in any interactions. The UEE deployed research assets to the region to study the threat, ultimately determining that the Vandal considered Armitage to be a feeding world. Vandal warrior hordes seem to travel nomadically, occasionally revisiting past areas that they have identified as reservoirs of natural resources. As such, they considered Armitage their world. They were either nonplussed at finding a working human settlement on territory they used for supply, or they were overjoyed at finding a new species of prey. Vandal attacks continued with some frequency. In the first year alone, outposts throughout the Orion system had been raided 15 times, and casualties among the colonists were devastating. Building up a military fighting force in Orion proved to be a logistical nightmare. The system was too far away to extend the existing supply chain, and new infrastructure had to be rapidly built up to support the massive amount of personnel needed to defend this distant system. Despite this, the UEE was able to establish a viable force within Orion, so that when a major Vandal clan attacked in 2686, the Navy was able to push them back. That victory would give the government a false sense of confidence. The skirmishes over the next several decades were relatively minor, and soon there was talk of launching an offensive to wipe out the Vandal once and for all, as we had the Tavaran. Later, military historians would theorise that the Vandal were using this time to study us. It was on February 16, 2712 that a kingship entered the system. It was the first one that humanity had ever encountered, and it left a lasting impression. Nothing had prepared Orion for an attack of this magnitude. The battle was almost over before it began. The Navy forces in the system received one heavy loss after another. Seeing the end in sight, officials called for a complete evacuation of the system in an attempt to protect what precious few survivors remained. The image of UEE fighters escorting a lengthy chain of transport ships away from the system remains ingrained in many memories. Orion 1 is a charred protoplanet that sits too close to Orion's M-type main sequence star and is of no use to either humans or Vandal. Orion 2 has an atmosphere of sulfuric acid that makes this smog planet an unappealing destination. Initial scans of the system picked up unnatural anomalies on the planet's surface that at the time could not be explained. However, in light of the Vandals' interest in the system, some scientists are theorising that the anomalies might be the result of some yet unknown xeno-behaviour. Orion 3, or Armitage as humans call it, consists of bleak, windswept plains pockmarked with the after-effects of Vandal antimatter bombardment, blast craters and radioactive zones. Ironically, the ferocity of their attacks completely decimated much of the planet's indigenous species, which, in turn, reduced the resources available for the Vandal to harvest. A few abandoned farm modules still stand, and the skeletons of several human cities still exist in the form of wreckage overtaken by natural vegetation. Occasional Vandal settlement sites can also be found, erected by clans foraging the surface. Surprisingly, the planet is still home to small enclaves of humans. Living in sealed buildings, blacked out to avoid detection, they are the descendants of colonists who refused to leave when the UEE vacated. A hardy people, they are extremely insular and self-sufficient with little regard for the Empire, who they believe abandoned their ancestors. The gas giant of Orion 4 earned its name Abyss thanks to its unusual appearance. The planet reflects so little light that it looks like a giant piece of coal. Prior to the Vandal invasion, Abyss had garnered a cult of admirers in certain sectors of the Empire. Some people even visited the system solely to see this strange planet in person. Deposits of gold and platinum can still be located in the asteroid belt of Orion, but prospecting them is time-consuming, and transporting goods so far from the core worlds is a daunting logistical task. So why visit Orion? Some desperate humans who make the trip do so in an attempt to salvage the potentially valuable colony remains or the riches to be had in the asteroid belt. Others head to Orion with the hopes of locating new jump points, since the system was never fully explored before it was abandoned. And then there are those that arrive in Orion to blade, a growing trend of proving your flight prowess by actively engaging Vandal forces. There are numerous reports every year of foolhardy young pilots perishing while attempting such a dangerous feat.
Hey, I heard you like VPNs. How about NordVPN then? It's got things like security and features, and we all know chicks dig VPNs. Oh my god, is that Nord? Well, yes. Yes, it is. Wink. Check out the links below to get discounts, or go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Maybe it will align your chakras or something. Actually, let's read some testimonials. Ever since I got NordVPN, my life is good. I wish I'd got NordVPN sooner. I didn't get NordVPN and now I've got no hands. I'm sorry that I recorded this as an ad-sin. I apologise to my editor. I said I wouldn't go too wacky. That's not what's happened here. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for July it's for a Constellation Taurus with lifetime insurance and a Star Citizen game package. All you need to play! This long overdue, more cargo-focused version of the Constellation is going to be flyable in July. It's basically a new ship. Woo! Sort of. To be in for a chance of winning that, comment on any of my videos made during July, and each video gives you another chance to win, but only one comment is counted per video. More details down below. Please also consider supporting the channel further via the YouTube join button, or via Patreon, or donation, or whatever. It all helps us make Star Citizen content. Great Star Citizen content, hopefully, or at least some Star Citizen content. Also, you should bother the bell and like and subscribe and all that sort of jazz as well. Thanks for watching.